Hello, Rec Room here, back with another video. Now, today I am back in Vanilla, and if you don't know what Vanilla is, it is a March 2020 port of Rec Room which has been created, and people behind it have done amazing work, and they have made a really good game, and there is so much more they are bringing to this game, and there is so much potential for this game. Like, I can see this not replacing Rec Room, because people don't want Rec Room to be replaced, but for the memories and to be able to continue playing the game after it shuts down, I would say this is one of the best ports available for you guys to check out and come and play. They are a very fast evolving community, they've got a great team behind them, and it's just an awesome game. And it also brings back the nostalgia of the old Rec Room in Classic Bean. But what I'm going to try and do today is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Now, as you may know, when it came to dorm rooms back in the day, you could get dorm skins, but not as we knew it. It would be something custom someone has made, and you would have to spend forever trying to make sure it all fits. And so I kind of figured, why don't I try and decorate this place to some degree? Now, I'm not the best builder, I will admit. Like, not even by a mile am I anyway good. But I'm going to try and decorate this place, give it some new coloured walls, maybe add some furniture in, who knows, we'll see what happens. So I guess without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to try and do a neon theme for this dorm room. Now, as I said a minute ago, I'm not the best at building, but we're going to give it a go. So we're going to get our little cube. So I'm thinking neon and black. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to do the walls neon. Hopefully it won't be too bright, or maybe I'll do neon, black. So these two neon, those two black. And I'll probably do that neon, that black. Yeah, I'll figure it out as I go. But yeah, that's my rough idea. Now, hopefully I can make this work to some degree, because now, if you didn't know, back when Rec Room was actually in this version, you could get dorm skins, but nothing to how you know now, where you could download a whole entire mansion and essentially be living your high life. Now, what people would have done, if you're not familiar, which I know a lot of people will be, but there's the people who don't, people would make dorm skins and publish them so you could download them, but they were a nightmare, and I'm talking catastrophic. I can't even speak English. It was a challenge, to say the least. So you would get your dorm skin, but the problem is, although you would get your dorm skin, you would have to then go through the suffering and pain of making sure it is all perfectly aligned. Because what would happen is, sometimes people would make them, publish them, that's all good, but the main problem people would have is they wouldn't fit dorms. So they may have made it and it worked, but sometimes the creators didn't always get the scaling of the dorm room correct, so it would be slightly out of whack, which is okay, but sometimes it became a little bit inconvenient, because of course you would have, I'm not going to do it that way, you would have your dorm room, you would have the dorm skin, and you'd be like, oh great, that's cool, And you would make your dorm skin, or use someone else's dorm skin, but the trouble was, like I say, they didn't always fit. So you would sometimes spend hours just trying to align it. And a lot of people, admittedly, would just give up trying to fit these custom dorm skins what someone else has made. And as you can see, I've not even made this very straight. And this is what I mean. Like, someone downloaded this. The likelihood is, yeah, I could probably get it to fit, but most people just gave up on the idea of trying to get them to fit and just make their own, because making your own 90% of the time, unless it was like to the T perfectly fitting, people just chose to make their own because it made life easier, because then you didn't have to sit there going, that doesn't fit, I can't get it to fit. Yeah, and it became a problem. So that's where we would do this, decorate our dorms. Before, obviously, and then over time, eventually, they would go ahead and give us the option to have custom dorm skins and, you know, all of the cool stuff we have now, which unfortunately is going to be gone very, very soon. But in the long run of it, this way, in my personal opinion, was the best way, because it let you be creative. You didn't have to worry about, do I have enough ink to put this ginormous mansion in my thing? Or is it going to crash my game because it's so big and it lags everything? You didn't have to really worry about this. I mean, yeah, you kind of did if you went over the top with it. But for the most part, it was relatively fun. Because I remember when I first made one of my first dorms a long time ago, I was so like, because I've never really, admittedly, been a very good builder. I've always struggled to go, oh, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? But, you know, we all found our techniques, we all found our ways. And then obviously over time, the game evolved to what we know it is now. And personally, now a lot of people may disagree, but I think a lot of people may agree with what I'm about to say, is Rec Room, in its current state, I don't get the joy out of the game anymore. Even though, okay, yes, the game is going away and it's going to be closing down very, very soon. If that wasn't going to happen and the game was still going to continue on and live on, I still don't get the enjoyment. Like, if they never came out and said, oh, we're closing down, and none of these ports ever came to life because they had no reason to, because the base game still exists, and, you know, Rec Room was going to live on, the player base in general has just dropped. Like, in the last year, the game was dying anyway. Not only down to the fact of, obviously, yes, the game is officially dead, and there isn't, then it's not coming back. Like, just the whole aspect of Rec Room, it was becoming so boring. Like, it was fun, you know, it's fun when you make it fun and, you know, you get your friends online and you all hang out and have a great time. That's good and all, but in the long run of it, the Rec Room, as we know it now, the enjoyment out of it was gone. There was not really any real fun, so to speak. Because all of the UCG items we had, sure, they were cool, and I used, admittedly, yeah, I bought a lot of them. And probably spent way too much money on that game. But even though I liked the UCG and it was fun and cool with a lot of it, personally, I don't think they should have ever added UCG. Like, I feel like UCG should have never come to life. Although it was good for the creators, for Rec Room, and it was, you know, it had its own benefits. In the long run of it, it should have never happened. Because as soon as UCG started coming out, they added the full body, the game just dropped in players. Like, the UCG didn't really kill it off at the start. Not really. But over time, it did. It got to the point of, you know, like, do we need this? Do we need that? And then along came full body avatars, and that was very controversial. Some people, yeah, they liked it. A lot of people loved it. Especially mainly the newer players. But people like myself who has played since day one, like, I have played since the release of Rec Room. Like, I remember coming home from school one day, and I see this new game, and I'm like, Rec Room? What's Rec Room? And I go on it for the very first time, and I'm just amazed, because I've never seen a game like this before. And sure, yeah, we had VR chat existed before then, and things like that, but, you know, with VR chat, you know, again, that's a very controversial game. Not a game I would personally play. Like, yes, I have played it, but I get no enjoyment out of it. It's just full of, well, if you know, you know. It's not, oh god, I don't even do this now. Oh god, I'll come back to that in a second. Oh, no, I'll do it. But, yeah, like, I came home one day, saw Rec Room. Had no idea what Rec Room was. And I was so confused with it, because I'm like, it was completely new. So I decided to get it. So I downloaded it, made my account, and I was amazed with this game, which I'd never seen before. And honestly, I'm so glad I found it, because honestly, it became my second home, you could say. Like, from 2016 to now, I have made so many new friends. Admittedly, I've had relationships through the game. Okay, a lot of people probably see that corny. Okay, that may be the case for some. Oh, this whole thing's attached. But, you know, if someone's happy, you know, so be it. And it did. That game made me so happy. And then obviously the game progressed. You know, we got to 2017 and 2018, and the game kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and then we got to 2020, where this version is set at right now. We got into 2020, and Rec Room just jumped in players. Like, it was huge, because obviously everyone was at home because COVID. So COVID hit, and Rec Room just became probably one of the, if not biggest games on the market at the time. Now, I know, yeah, evidently there were bigger games, yes, but in the VR world, Rec Room hit record numbers for player base. Because we got to remember, this game hit over 150 million players throughout its lifespan. And as they said in their final blog thing, that's a lot of players. And it really is. It goes to show how big a community can go from basically nothing. Because when Rec Room first started, you know, you did have people playing, and, you know, there was a decent amount of players, but it wasn't one of them games where everyone went crazy for it. And then eventually, you know, they got the word out, and it did eventually become very big. And then, you know, we hit 2020, and Rec Room just takes off into this incredible FNAF. Like, it just becomes huge out of nowhere. Like, servers, you know, are normal, you know, you've still got a decently large player base anyway. But then when we get into 2020, the game just becomes so overwhelmed with people. They actually had to do maintenance, and they actually had to shut down the server to try and fix the capacity. Because, yeah, you could have a lot of people on, quite obviously, with the amount of people what you get on a daily basis. But it became so big because of COVID, they actually had to shut down Rec Room temporarily so they could accommodate the amount of people, because obviously no one was at school, some people weren't working, and everyone was just at home, and they're like, what can we do? And everyone decided, yes, hey, let's go and play Rec. Because all their friends were playing it, so they decided to play it, and, you know, and then it just went big and big and big and big. And then, you know, you've got what we got now, and it was crazy. And it, you know, it was so fun just seeing all these new players appearing out of nowhere. Because I didn't play a huge amount in Rec Room in 2020, but I still played a decent amount. Like, I was mainly focusing on other games at the time, but I did still play a hell of a lot. Now, I will admit, I probably should apologize, actually, for people of you who did know me back in 2020. Because I was very obnoxious back then. I was still young. Didn't really have a care in the world. And, yeah. I did some questionable things back then. And, but in the same time, I would still have fun. Which is what you want to do when you play Rec Room. Have fun. But yeah, no, I did some, you know, I was a kid. Well, not really a kid, but I was still decently young. You know, it was 6 years ago, but yeah, so if you didn't know me, I apologize, because I was very obnoxious back then, but yeah. And then, obviously, we got into 2021, 22, and personally, even now, I would say Rec Room's peakest time of its existence would have been around 2020, 22. And sure, 23 was still good. And then you got to 2024. And that's where, I would say the end of 23, when they were making questionable decisions. Going into 24 is where the game just took a turn for the worst, because when we hit 2024, that's where, in my opinion, I think the game killed itself. not killed itself, but the developers, they made some very questionable decisions for the game. And I don't think it should have happened. Like, the full body. Although now, yeah, I've got used to it, and, you know, I have made some okay outfits with it. It just, I will never agree 100% with the decision of full body. Because Rec Room shouldn't have never done it, but I could be wrong, but I think the reason they may have decided to do it was for the newer players, for one, and for two, because they probably saw other big games at the time were using them, full bodies, avatars for their games, such as Roblox, such as Minecraft, which obviously those games have always been full body from the start anyway, and like VR chat. And now, yes, in VR chat you can get beams and things like that, because developers, UCG creators and things like that, they have like Rec Room beams and things. Okay, just level up by building, I can't open it. And I think they probably figured, oh, well, if they're doing it, we should do it. Now, again, I could be completely wrong on this, but it would make sense they do it. Because, hey, if their competitors are doing it, why don't we just jump in and do it as well? And I apologize, this is probably killing people to do this. Because that's just one of it, I am awful. I'm not very good at building. I just want this to somewhat match the wall. As you can tell, I'm not very good at building, as I already mentioned at the beginning. This is not even straight, but yeah. Oh dear. There we go. Okay, I'm not going to touch that anymore. Okay, let's desize this. Now, when it goes to that, I'm just going to leave it because I'm going to put something on the roof. There, yeah. I also will probably stop apologizing because I was sorry for no reason, but I am going to apologize anyway for that. This is just more of a ramble video, if anything. This whole video is just going to be me rambling, which I do in a lot of my videos, but so it's not just awkward silence and building. I just realized this. Oh. What are the chances that I'm gonna get copyrighted? Because I know some of these are copyrighted. Oh, I think I know why. I just realized why. Because I made another clip and the game actually crashed. Because my VR decided to overheat, which was always fun. Anyway, so this is what we're looking like so far. Excuse the mess at the top there, but I guess it's starting to come together okay. I mean, it's kind of what I was looking for. You got the black, you got the neon, so it keeps it nice and vibrant. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm going to go for. But also, while I'm here, leave in the comments below, what would you like to see me do in vanilla? I'm talking games, like Would you like to see some Rec Room originals in here? Quests? Would you like to see me build a map? You know, evidently, like I say, my building skills aren't the best, but I have built something what was formerly known, which I'm going to be really sad to actually see, admittedly, because on Rec Room, the actual Rec Room, I built a bar for 3 to 5 months called Noah's Fun Bar. And I had a load of people help me build it. And we put our souls into that map. So I might rebuild that on here. Because that is one map I don't want to lose. So I'm going to, for a fact, I am going to do it. I'm going to bring back that for here. Because I want other people to be able to see it after the game closes down. So that's going to take a while to build. But once it's done, I think it'll be okay. Anyway, let's continue with this, because I've got a few more gaps. I want to do the floor as well, but I might just leave the floor as is, because nothing wrong with the classic wooden floor. So what I'm going to do is manipulate, because this is all attached to each other, which is always nice. Gonna grab this fella. We're gonna clone it. Oh god, excuse that voice crack on heard it, right? And we're going to pop that there. And that one should be fairly straightforward, just down to the fact of it's no objects in the way. I think that's kind of straight. I don't know. About to find out. And if it's not, I'm not even going to make it the correct side. I'm just going to overlap. No, that's not straight. But for a minute, okay, let's actually straighten that. Okay, let's bring it out of the wall first. Okay. Oh god. I think that's somewhat okay. About to find out again. A nice gap there, though. Okay, that is kind of, but not really. See, the problem I always have is because, like I say, one, I'm not a good builder, and two, this version of building for me was, I did struggle. Okay, actually, hang on. Yeah, that might. Okay, so no, we're not even close to straight. Let's see, the problem I have is because I've got a habit of letting go before it's even. Okay. Now I know that's going to overlap for a minute here, but I might cheat the system. I have an idea. What I'm going to do is, perfect. Before I even do that, let's use the skirting board bit. It's like a level. Okay. There. And then if I somewhat, and then okay, I know this is going to be a bit out of whack, but just for the sake of not making it 100% perfect, because I'm not looking for perfection, I just want a dome skin. So now what I'm going to do we have getting closer, because although that bit is now fading into the wall, I just go here, and then going to rotate so it pops back out. Okay, let me undo that. I don't want to completely. Okay, I'm gonna just do it cheap, because I feel like I'm gonna keep screwing this up. If I move it, so that's where I need it. Okay, so I need that way, I think. Okay, oh my god. What in all that's holy did I just do? Okay, I am just making this terribly worse. Let's just... Okay. Let's just make it thicker. Let's just cheat it, because this is going to take forever. There we go. And then... Yeah, no, that's not perfect, but it'll be fine for now. Okay. I mean, just need to do that gap there in the roof, but yeah, I think that's gonna do for now. So I will see you guys in just a second. Okie dokie. So I apologize again, because that went on for longer than I thought it was going to take. That was probably a good 30 minutes. So there is a chance I might do this in segments, posting it, because it's a very long video. It's what I've established. Could be shorter. I've not actually looked at the time frame, but that felt like a very long time. But yeah, so I mean, this is what we did in this video. This is what I've got so far. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but for the first one, let me know your thoughts. And I know there is a lot that still needs doing, like roof and some of the gaps, but for my first attempt of doing this in a very long time, I think I did an okay job. Could be wrong. Probably am. But what I'm going to do as well, like I say, is I'm going to rebuild my Noah's Fun bar, which is a bar I made on the official Rec Room, which I want to bring here to Vanilla to let people experience it as well, which I'm not going to be able to make it 100% the same, because there is a lot of things in this version what weren't available at this time period of Rec Room. But for the most part, I can build pretty much all of it. So I'm going to go with that. But as well, like I say in the video, if there's anything you want to see me do in Vanilla, game-wise, like do you want to see Rec Room Originals? Do you want to see me play some bowling, dodgeball? You know, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I will get back to you guys and try my best to make a video. I will also be making another series. So as you know, if you've seen it, on my page, I am currently making a series called Rec Room Originals One Last Time, which is obviously for the base game of Rec Room. But I had a thought in my head, as I've got access to this version of Rec Room as well, which is incredible, and I want to thank the people behind Vanilla for making such a wonderful game for the community, and being able to live on Rec Room, or let Rec Room live on. I'm going to essentially flip the roles of that series, but make another series for here called, well, I'll come up with a name, probably something along the lines of Rec Room Originals 2020 or something. I will come up with a name, I don't know yet, but let me know what you think, and if you like the idea, I'll bring it in. But I'm going to probably bring it in anyway to let you guys see what you think. But yeah, that is as much as I can think of for today's video, and I think that will have to do for today, because this is a very long video, and I don't want to take up a year of your guys' time. So if you did enjoy, feel free to drop a like and sub to the channel, because it helps me out a bunch. If you're watching this on TikTok, a follow goes a long way as well. And on TikTok, we are very, very close to hitting the 500 follower goal. I believe from the making of this video, I'm only 5 or 4 away. So if you guys can please follow, because that will help me out a ton. And then I'm also going to ask everyone if you can follow on TikTok as well, because my next goal is to try and hit 1,000 followers, because you guys are making my dream come true. I'm getting slowly but surely hitting my goals. We're about to the 500. You know, when I started this TikTok journey, as well as YouTube, I'll admit I didn't really focus that much on YouTube. I focused so much on TikTok, and I still do. I do jitter between both. I try and keep them both published as much as I can. But I remember getting to my, and no, it doesn't seem a lot because it's not a lot of followers in the long run of it, but I am so grateful and so happy that everyone has come to me and followed, because it makes me smile, it makes me happy, and it encourages me to keep making content for you guys. Because I remember hitting 50 subs, and I don't think the video's on there anymore, but making a video for 50 subs or followers, and to some that's not a lot, you know, that's very little, but to me that was a huge goal. And now we're about to hit 500, and again, to some, yeah, okay, admittedly that's not a lot of followers, but to me that is huge, because I've made it to half of 1,000 people. And yeah, that may only be 500 people, but that is 500 people I am able to make content for. That is 500 people I am able to potentially make smile and provide fun content for 500 people. So thank you so much to everyone who has followed and subscribed. And also, if you could please subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, because I am really trying to get that going at the moment. I'm on like 58 subs on as of right now, and I am looking to grow that as well. But when it comes to TikTok, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for helping me get to where I am now. Because without you, there wouldn't be a me. But anyway, thank you a ton. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!